The reason that a hip hop song hasn't charted is because the money is not being spent in hip hop and it's being spent in other genres.
The number one song is still Luther, but that song is nowhere on the Billboard Hot 100.
What up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Music Entrepreneur Club podcast, the best music business podcast in the world. You will find nothing better anywhere else. I promise you. Erinn dropping gems, Payne always dropping gems. We talk it because we live it, Payne. Is that we live it so we give it? Something like that.
Someone came up with that.
Boom. Anyway, how y'all feeling today?
Erinn's looking like she's in a Hype Williams music video.
Why? Because the type of hoodie I have on?
No, because Erinn's wearing a white hat and she's in a white room. So it just kind of has that.
White. I don't know why it's doing that. It's a tan hat. It says smile, but it is like doing some weird white balance. I'm at the new Switch Yards in Austin. It opened recently. So now I have a place to work in Atlanta, Austin, and in Nashville when I'm out there.
Nice. I'm in a different background today. We are moving floors at Tulos, so couldn't get into the office because all of my stuff is being moved to a different floor. We're moving to a bigger space as we grow. But let's get into some of our wins because we got a lot of topics to talk about today. So hopefully we can fly through them. Payne, what you got for us this week?
I mean, what was in the box a couple weeks ago that I didn't discuss is now hanging behind me.
It's blurry, but we can see plaques. It's plaques.
It is. Let me see if I can I change that? Let's see. Yeah.
There it is.
So, not the Rust, but the that's a single, not an album. So finally I have a hit single on my wall. I mean, I have others, they just haven't approved them. The labels are playing with me. So that was cool. And then we had a reason
for them. Like, what would be the I think only two of Hobson's songs went gold. Like, what would be the reason for a label? Wouldn't they want to get that information out? Couldn't that potentially like give it another like wave of recognition?
Yeah, you would think. They're slow. I don't know why. It's the same.
It's because other people are claiming it, though. That's why. There's a lot of people who go apply for a plaque, especially if it has a bunch of names on it. Let me not say I know people. I've known of people to do this. So they'll apply for the plaque and the label has to approve it. Because, you can just pay for it from Jewel Box. You can submit paperwork, but the label has to confirm it. So I think because, I'm not saying it's just because of that. Labels are slow in general. They don't want to pay you. They don't want to do anything they don't have to do. But I feel like because it's not coming directly to them, if it's coming to a producer, they're not going to spend the time on it.
Yeah, the frustrating thing is because they have to go through a process of auditing first, and they have to pay for that. So if they have an RIAA membership, I think they get a discounted rate, but they still have to put some money into the audit. And so then they drag their feet on that because you got to figure they have 1,000. At any given moment, a song from the 70s might hit gold or platinum now with streaming. So they don't want to spend that money or the time. With me, though, the other hit single I produced, they said until the artist is out of jail, you are not getting the plaque because he doesn't have his. So, yeah.
I don't know. I kind of agree. Well, I don't know. It depends how long he's in jail.
Years and years, Dame.
If a bozo goes to jail and he made a hit song with me, I want my plaque. That's crazy. Yeah, that's on him.
It just depends on how long. Like, we're trying to celebrate that win together. But anyway, but I would imagine they recoup that cost against the artist, right? Like,
no, we pay for it.
No, they're auditing. The auditing.
The auditing. Yeah, I mean, they recoup every damn thing against everybody. So yeah, of course.
Yeah. For sure. Another plaque for Payne. We call him Big Plaque Payne out over here. Erinn, what you got for us this week?
We put in an offer on a venue yesterday, so I'm really excited about that. Hopefully, I will have a new venue in Austin very soon. So, yeah, send well wishes to that.
Wait, you're purchasing one, you're saying?
Well, long-term rental, yeah, but hopefully if the owners are tight, because we put it in our terms that we like to rent to own. So hopefully purchasing, they're not ready to let somebody purchase the property. But it comes with a lot of land, almost an acre, which in Austin is incredible. And it's got a ready-made, it's not like a music venue, so not like concerts and stuff, but we have very aggressive plans. A couple of other entities that we've been planning on will probably open underneath the building if we get it approved. So we're already working on DBAs and different things like that. So yeah, I'm really excited about that.
Man, so we got Big Plaque Payne. We got real estate mogul Erinn over here just buying up real estate. My win, Tubi made the announcement that Ja's part of their first slate of creators that are creating exclusive content for Tubi. So they made that announcement yesterday. So shout out to Ja. That's actually going to transition into my first topic because I want to talk about that. Obviously, a lot of people reached out and showed us love. There's starting to be a lot of people that hit us up that want us to plug them with Tubi. And it's not that, and it's definitely not that I'm gatekeeping, but people need to see, like, go to Ja's page. Don't just look at the 2 million subscribers. Look at how many videos he's posted, right? He's got thousands of videos up there. We've been trying to bang down this door for years now, thousands of emails, hundreds of meetings. We've met with all types of production companies and people that, in my opinion, like, to me, it was obvious. To me, it's obvious that Ja has something different than other content creators. If not the numbers, just look at the content, look at the comments, so it's amazing to me that Tubi is the first one to actually put, and it's not a lot of money, but just actually show that they care and put a real situation on the table. Like, that's crazy to me that we've had like hundreds of meetings and it's finally, got to this point. But like, there's no way that I can just introduce people to Tubi if you haven't put in similar work. Like, I want people to win, but like, you have to have a similar profile to Ja because that's what they're looking for. So I can't just walk anybody into Tubi. So if you're watching this and thinking that, like, I can't do that. If you have a similar profile to Ja and you have many projects under your belt, a lot of fans, great ideas, then sure, happy to make that intro because that's what they're looking for. But I can't just take anybody. It's not a shock. I expected it. But it's like, for anybody else reaching out to someone that's maybe a few steps ahead of you, like, you have to be prepared for these opportunities, because they're going to look at me crazy. Like, Tubi's going to look at me crazy if I just start saying, hey, what about this person? And he's got like 10,000 views, doesn't even have a series, like hasn't even put together a series yet.
So you wouldn't call that gatekeeping?
No, I mean, I don't care what you call it. Like, I'm protecting my relationships. Like,
yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad word. People make gatekeeping out to be a bad word. We've always kind of been pro gatekeeping on this podcast.
Yeah. There needs to be. I wouldn't call it gate. Like, to me, when I came in, like, to me, gatekeeping had a negative connotation, and it was like a little bit of hate. Like, they could open, like, you even if you, whether you're ready for it or not, they're not opening the gate because they don't like you, or they don't want you to go above them at some point. Like, just weird reasons they're not opening up the gate. So I wouldn't really call it gatekeep, but I guess however you define it, I guess it kind of is. I don't know, but
I think the only person that calls it gatekeeping is the person that's not getting the opportunity. Because it's just a matter of perspective. You know what I mean? Because like anyone, like for me, I have people all the time reach out to me. Hey, man, I haven't seen you in 10 years. This really happened. Someone said, hey, I haven't seen you in like 10 years. Oh, my cousin makes beats. Can you get him in? I see you getting all these plaques and these records. Can you get him in and producing? And it's just like, you have no idea just the same speech that you gave, Dame.
Yeah.
I look at it as a situation of, if you were working that hard, I would have met you along the way. And it'd be like someone saying, I want to join your running team. I'm like, okay, cool. Run this mile with me quickly. And then once we get to the mile marker, let's talk more. And they're like, nah, can I just join the team? It's like, I don't even know what you can do. Wouldn't we know who you are if you were already that great? So they might look at that from their perspective, go tell their people, oh, Payne is hating on me. Payne is gatekeeping because he's afraid. But my fear is that I'm going to waste all my time and my resources and call in a favor and look like a goddamn sucker because you are so low performing. And now my judgment is called into question because why would I bring this goofball over here talking about, oh yeah, they're ready, put them on. And we're talking about people who are so committed to something that they are religiously devoted to their craft, whether it's making beats, whether it's comedy and content, whether it's athleticism. Like no one in the NFL can just say, oh yeah, my cousin said, he wants to join the league. Here he is. I brought him to practice today. No one does that.
Yeah. I mean, I think some people, it's just, a lack of knowledge of how this works. And maybe it's more of that. But then there's definitely a percentage of people that just want like a shortcut and believe they deserve a shortcut for some reason. Here's a question for you guys. Like, if we are to put Gates back, like, what platform or people do we trust right now with Gates for music? Who would you like to shout out that you feel like has a voice of integrity, kind of knows what they're talking about, maybe a solid platform with a good amount of followers, a trusted community? Who do we trust with the Gates?
DJ Vlad. No, I was gonna say Jadakiss, but whatever.
So with his podcast or just his voice like with the because he has a podcast with Fat Joe now, right? Like,
yeah, but I mean both of them.
Okay. Erinn, who are you trusting with the Gates? I know you know a lot of like independent platforms and people in the independent space. Who do we trust with the keys for the Gates?
Respectfully, I don't really trust many people.
You don't say we need gatekeeping back. We can't get the keys to nobody.
Maybe you and Payne. Well, because I'm saying like this is my experience, and I think this is part of the reason, if I'm being completely honest, that I shifted out of the music industry, which is what I was going to bring up, but I wasn't trying to bring down the conversation. They may not be gatekeeping artists. Like, I think I could name a lot of platforms that are like pro artists, but they'll gatekeep people like me if they don't want me to be involved with what they got going on. It's like, there's no reason for you not to work with me. Like, I got great ideas, great relationships, great whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I'll pitch stuff or I'll bring things over, and they always have like a convenient excuse. And I'm not saying that I'm for everybody, but it's happened way too frequently for me to not believe that there's either a level of jealousy or misunderstanding or whatever. And the reason that I'm very confident in that is because there's been a lot of people who have circled the block lately. It's like, at this point, it's undeniable to see that I'm a guaranteed win. It may not come like how you thought it was, how it would. It may not come on your terms, but it's like, I'm winning regardless, and it makes no sense to not be attached to me, especially if I want to be attached to you. Do you know what I'm saying? I've had tech companies come back around. I'm starting to watch a lot of companies who've played me to the left. All their employees are watching my stories right now. Do you know what I'm saying? And this isn't new to me. This has been my whole career, but I don't know if there's people that I trust, to be honest. Like, I used to like admire a lot of people, but then when I got on the same playing field with people, and I'm not saying that my admiration wanes if you don't work with me. I'm not that entitled. But I will say that my admiration has waned when I got there and realized that you weren't as maybe intelligent or connected as I realized. You just got really lucky, or you had some connects. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I would be hard pressed. It's like, they always say don't meet your heroes. The more I meet people that I admire, also the more I engage with other people who are building things that I think I'm compatible with, and they not showing no love, the more I'm just like, all right, cool. But I've had some really jealous exchanges lately, it's like, wow, do you know you're showing your hand that strong right now? Like, I can tell that that you got a problem with me. Like, at least hold your cards. So I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. You in pain right now. Maybe, yeah, I would say you in pain, because if I haven't worked with you, I can't say that I trust you to hold the keys or to the gate, because I'm saying, like, when I get to working with people, I'd be like, oh, hell no.
To be honest with you, I'm kind of surprised. I thought you were going to have some people or platforms on deck because you were so pro being the Gates back.
I still say bring Gates back, but I trust myself. I trust y'all too. I just think that, like, I think the resistance, again, I'm not trying to be like hella meta about this, but the resistance, regardless of who's holding the gate, I think it's evil sometimes, and I think it's cynical. I think people be playing games with other people's lives, but I think the resistance leads to a lot of creativity and thoughtfulness. Like, had I stayed in the music game, I would have been working with people who don't value what I bring to the table. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's that. So, like, people holding keys that I wish I had, access to their gates, led me to being now in tech and in city development. And the people holding keys over here really respect me and rock with me. And they're like, they're supercharging my path right now, because I've had to work through a lot of resistance. So I'm coming with a lot of benefit to a lot of people. So I don't know. I'm not saying that I love it. I hated it when I was in the process, but it makes it so when I sit down in a meeting and I pitch something now to the city of Austin, I'm getting feedback within a couple of days, and I have a contract within a couple of months. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm just going to shout out a few people that I respect what they do. Nyla Simone. I respect what Nyla does. I think she's handling herself with integrity and she's moving and shaking.
I love Nyla. I mentioned her a couple weeks ago. I didn't know. I thought we were talking about like companies.
No, I said people or platforms that have. So
I just heard platforms, and that's all I was thinking. Okay, I hear you.
Okay. So I'm going with Nyla. I'm going with Justin Hunt. I'm going with Rob Markman. I'm going with Wayno. Of course, us and this last person. I know Payne, you and him had a back and forth, but I gotta throw my guy Ray Daniels in there. I know you guys had your tiff, and I talked to him about it. But like, if you listen to Ray, like, I really respect Ray when it comes to songwriting. Like, when he starts talking about songwriting, I'm like, I feel like I learn a little bit when he talks about songwriting. And like, Ray has never held a gate for me. Like, anytime I asked him to connect me with somebody, like, no questions asked. But I think part of that is because I feel like, or at least he feels like, I'm ready to have that convo, and he respects what I've done and built. So yeah, those are, there's probably more, but I respect those voices in this space. I know that they kind of skew older. We need some younger folks to enter the conversation and build platform. I don't know who runs the Cadillac or the car singing. I don't know who runs that.
It's the guy who drives. That's his thing.
Okay. But yeah. So let's get into another topic. Payne, what you got for us today?
What was the topic that Erinn insisted on talking about? And I was planning on talking about this for the last couple of weeks. So
not insisted. This is about making money, or money being spent on hip hop music, because no hip hop song has charted in the top Billboard. Was it Billboard 200 or 100?
I think top 40. Because it's on the 100. Yeah, it's just that, I don't know. I have my framing of the conversation more from a producer's perspective, but I want to hear your perspective first, because I think you're going to look at it more, I don't know, historically, large scale business wise.
Yeah, so there's been a couple people who have introduced this. We've watched a couple videos on people saying the reason that hip hop song hasn't charted is because the money is not being spent in hip hop and is being spent in other genres. I want to hear y'all's opinion before I say something. By and large, I agree with that. That's just when you're talking about radio play, when you're talking about charting, when you're talking about things like that, unless you're talking about like heat seekers or like extremely independent charts, or a hip hop specific chart, you're typically talking about the money that you're spending, even on the pop charts. If you want to land on the pop chart in general, you got to spend the money for it. So I want to hear y'all's opinion though.
My opinion is, like, I honestly really don't care, and I would encourage like artists to not pay attention to this conversation. Especially when people say that the best time of hip hop, I bet you none of those songs were on any kind of top. Like, during the '90s or whatever, when people thought hip hop was in its golden era. I don't think many songs. I can't say this with certainty. I didn't look it up, but like I don't think that many songs were charting at all. Erinn's always talking about how we do have a lot of good quality music. So I think in terms of quality music, we're in a good space. And like I think I have this attitude because like we never. I mean, we might have charted here and there, like, but like we still had a very healthy business. So I don't want artists to get like sidetracked by lists and things like that. And I don't want to derail this conversation. Let's continue to have it. But like this stuff doesn't matter. Like you can build a big business without touching any charts. So engage in the debates, do it in the barbershops, you know, but at the end of the day, just know that there still is going to be a lot of people that love hip hop music. You just need to find your tribe. I don't care what's happening on a macro level or what's happening on the charts. As long as you find your tribe of people, you can build a healthy business. But it probably is because budgets are shrinking at labels and they're not pouring more money into it. I mean, Young Thug was caught on the tape talking about, he needs to put like 50,000 to try to get his album or song up the charts because he wanted to run the numbers up. I'm assuming through bots and things like that. Especially when you start talking about fake streams and bots, like it's fake shit. I know it matters, once you see higher numbers, people may be more inclined to click on stuff. But like, and I know labels are always battling each other to be like who has the most number ones and things like that. But it's barbershop conversation to me. Like it doesn't really have an impact to people listening to this pod.
Yeah, I think that some people thought it was like lore, especially when it was first presented, because it was a lot of like just like white people commenting on it, not like anybody coming from the hip hop community. So I felt like people were, at least the comments I was seeing, people were taking it as a shot. They were trying to make it seem like something. But then independent artists were like, yeah, everything's fake. Everything is manufactured in this industry. I won't say everything, but a lot of stuff is like, a music video is you acting, right? A lot of the lyrics that people write are them acting or referencing something that's happened or referencing a friend's story or referencing their parents' story. You're a conduit. So I feel like it's an interesting take when people try to be like, this is all just manufactured. It's like, but to a degree, that's the industry that we're in. That's like actors. It's manufactured. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying everything is fake, but it takes money to make money. And especially if you talk about the old industry, it was all dollars and cents. That was the real gatekeeping. Like it was really expensive to record. So unless you signed with this label and gave them all your rights, you weren't going to be able to get out there. But at the same time, they take that money, they put your face on stuff. And then now you become this mega ultimate star. You may not have any money in your pocket, but you got fame and notoriety. So like the industry has been built on that. If you want to participate in the industry, and you care about things like the charts, like Dame says, you've got to spend the money. Like that's just, there's almost a perfect metric. Like Russ has talked about it. Chance has talked about it. Like there's a minimum spend that you have to have on radio before you'll see anything move on the charts, right? Like that's just the game. So I don't think that it should be any surprise to anybody because it is a number of spins. Number of spins requires you to be known by promoters. You could probably do D and C markets, but when you get into the B markets, they're taking whatever A takes. A is taking whatever is shopped to them and whatever is paid to them. You know what I'm saying? And so, or at least the recurring A plays. So that's just how it is. If you're on the radio, you're going to hit the charts. Typically, if you're getting enough spins or if you're streaming enough, you're going to hit the charts. But I don't understand how that's like foreign to people. So I'm kind of siding with Dame. Like, why does this super matter to you? If you want to hit a Heat Seekers chart, that really is about your fans. And that's a really cool thing to showcase to your people and be like, here I am. I do think it's weird that people are still posting about iTunes charts. I don't want anybody to think I'm hating on them, but I'm still seeing screenshots like, first time we charted, I've always dreamed of this, beloved.
Oh, okay.
Like respectfully,
It's so mean, but yeah.
I could respectfully, I could drop myself talking over one of Payne's beats on YouTube with his tag still in it, not even paid for it, and tell people it's out. I would probably chart respectfully. I'm not hating on y'all, but to chart on iTunes, especially a genre specific chart, you just gotta sell like 8 units, 10 units. Like, nobody is buying shit on iTunes. So, like, please stop posting those screenshots because everybody in the industry is looking at you like an idiot. And even some of your fans are like, oh, I didn't even know this shit was on iTunes, because nobody uses iTunes. This was you, your mom, your cousin, and your brother. And maybe your manager bought it on iTunes. Respect to y'all, but stop doing that.
I mean, I'm assuming they know that, just trying to celebrate it, because most of their fans probably don't know that.
Yeah.
But people in the industry obviously know that. And
no, I think folks think it means something. There's no way. Well, let me not say that, because folks do be capping. I'm like, there's no way that I keep seeing people post that and they're like really ignorant or like really.
No, they are. Erinn, I know people who have. I made a whole video about this. People who have bought themselves custom plaques, not RIAA, not Spotify, not anything with an actual verifiable
I know
metric.
that, and it's for hundreds, or it's for like 10,000 streams on, or 100,000 streams on Spotify. Those plaques
or YouTube, even, where it's just, you know, or I've seen people do it for followers. Like, they buy a bunch of botted followers and like, oh, I just hit 1 million followers, got a plaque, and their fans and their supporters and their families like, oh wow, that looks like the plaque that you see in the big studios, so it must be that, because they don't know what to look for. They don't know look for a hologram, or they don't know that that's not a real industry metric. But we're ignoring some. So did you notice this about the charts? Because no one's talking about this. On the rap songs chart, the number one song is still Luther, which is nuts, because this is like the 40th week. It's something super long running. But that song is nowhere on the Billboard Hot 100. And so I looked up why that was. Their recurrent charting rules have changed on Billboard. So this is from, this isn't new, but it says, effective this week on the first Hot 100 of Billboard's 2026 chart year, altered tiers will dictate when songs move to recurrent status following their runs on the ranking. But this is the important part, because that's going to happen in 2026. This is what's been happening. Previously, descending songs were removed from the Hot 100 once falling below number 25 after 52 weeks, or below number 50 after 20 weeks. Descending songs will now depart via the following thresholds: once they are below number 5 after 78 weeks, below number 10 after 52 weeks, etc., etc. And now watch this too. Songs gaining below those markers will be eligible to remain on the Hot 100 on a case-by-case basis. Plus, so Kendrick didn't make that cut. Plus, holiday classics will qualify to return above number 50 regardless of total chart weeks, and then be subject to the rules noted above upon their descents.
That's crazy.
So the Billboard charts have never truly just reflected sales or spins. There have been rules. So if you go on too long of a run, they can choose whether to kick you off or not. So Kendrick was on too long of a run. They kicked him. If that hadn't been the case, that Luther would still be in the top 40 and we wouldn't even be having this conversation. So it's manufactured hysteria. And then on top of that, you have people going out and say, oh, well, you shouldn't make rap anymore. Time to switch to country, which I want to talk about. And you have a lot of producers saying, well, rap beats are dead. You can't make rap beats anymore. Rap beats aren't selling, clearly, because rap music is dying. It's dying off the charts. One, no. Two, the week that article came up, I've been preparing for this topic. The week that article came up, I listened to the songs in the top 40. You know, none of them were rap songs, but to say, because people will lump in rap and hip hop, and rap is just the musical manifestation of hip hop culture. So this is what I found on the chart. Morgan Wallen and Tate McRae, their song "What I Want" was in the top 40. Guess what type of production's on that song? Rap.
I was just about to say, now there's plenty of rap production, hip hop production in the top 40.
A lot. Tate McRae, Tit for Tat, rap production. Mariah the Scientist was on it. Are we considering her hip hop? I don't know. I guess not, but rap production. It's not traditional R&B production. We're talking about like post New Jack Swing, when there was that big schism and everyone's like R&B is dead. It all had to do with production style and songwriting to an extent, but mostly production. Joji, Pixelated Kisses, rap production. And then NBA Youngboy was number 43, and I don't believe he's even signed right now. So that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, he's independent and just killing it.
Yeah, and this song is breaking through because even older folks are requesting that song when I DJ out. Currently, as recently as last night, Chris Brown and Bryson Tiller are in the top 40. Kalani's in the top 40, or Kalani's. They're all in the top 20, not even top 40.
Is it folded?
Yeah.
I would definitely consider that. I mean, R&B, hip hop, but I would definitely consider that like hip hop production, to be honest. Anybody could rap on that song.
Oh yeah, and it's just that other genre. I think other stuff is going on where country's now cool because they've just taken everything from rap, and pop American is now cool because they're doing all this throwback 2000s hip hop sounding stuff. And so now it sounds new to the new generation. And because it's doing so well, they're like, well, cool, let's just do, eventually they're going to find some cool rapper like a Yeet or someone like that and put more money into them. I don't know, like cool as in like edgy. You might not like Yeet. I don't have a problem with Yeet, but you know what I'm saying? Like they're going to find someone edgy.
They're going to put it into a white person, white entity. That's all it is. That's
the playbook.
Yeah, it's just like, either you're going to go country or they're going to put all of their energy into a whitewashed or actually white version of it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Post Malone rode the hip hop horse and then said, I don't even like hip hop, F all of you, and then went and did country, biggest thing out. And then Morgan Wallen, which is disgusting that we're even having this conversation, but it's like all his cues come from us. Everything he's doing, you know what I'm saying? So it's like even that song, it's like, this is clearly a hip hop. He's like, give me something that sounds like, you know what I mean? He's like, let me beat Shabuzi at his own game, even though Shabuzi is doing traditional country tracks. I don't know. It's all very sick to me. I wasn't necessarily going to go that route, but I did the same thing. I was like, let me listen to some of these. I'm like, oh, it's all hip hop production. But
it's all hip hop production.
That's the way of America. That's the way of the world in general. But it's like, it takes money to make money is my point regardless, but it's like, it's the same playbook. It's rinse and repeat. They're always going to be chasing the sounds that our community makes regardless, period.
Yeah. So here we are, but it's just so funny how news travels in our current era where it's not really the story you think it is, but people react to it and immediately draw a conclusion and don't look deeper. But yeah, that's what we do, America.
All right, well, let's get to the next topic. Was that your topic or Erin's topic?
Both. That was my topic.
I think collectively it was all of us wanted to talk about it.
Okay. Dame didn't want to talk about it. So, yeah, Dame doesn't care.
I see the band. I didn't participate in any threads on that topic. I just was like, we just have never cared about charts. Even especially when we had the label, like we did not care about charts. We cared about fans and we cared about our metrics, like just continuing to go up every single year. So that's what it was. Erinn, did you have something else or?
I wanted to talk about that Juan S video really quickly. We don't even have to pull it up. I'm just going to make mention. If you're a fan of Latin music, Juan S is the GOAT. He's been around for ages. There's this video that Dame posted where one of his fans was just like singing her heart out in the car with her husband or significant other. And then Juan S is watching and like filming a video. And then he rolls down the window and starts singing with her. And she's just kind of vibing with him for a second, then realizes it's Juanes, screams, jumps out the car. It looks like at a stoplight, goes to like hug him, take a picture. And he was so sweet. Like, takes the picture, the police roll up. He's like, yo, the police are here. You should probably get back in your car. And she's like, yeah, but let me just take this picture with you. Her significant other gets out. It's a really sweet moment. And I just wanted to talk about it for a moment because it's so refreshing. I feel like older celebrities, I can't say that they do one thing or another, but for him to be relevant for as long as he has been, like literally decades, he doesn't have to stop for fans. He doesn't have to be, and it was just random. It's like he rolls up beside her at a stoplight and and just is like, oh, she's like blowing my music up. I don't know if this is after a concert or if it just happened to be happenstance, but I think, the note that I took from this is like, you're never too big to care about the people who care about you, you know? And I get that, especially with celebrity culture, with influencer culture, people get really burned out. People get really drained. I think a lot of times people put themselves in that position because if you're always doing meet and greets and you're always centering yourself, of course you're going to be sick of people touching you and talking to you, whatever. But I feel like he's somebody who's done celebrity right. He drops so much music. He's been so consistent in touring. He like sells out arenas all over the world, stadiums. Like Juanes is like it. And for him to be like in this moment, like, yeah, let me take this picture with this woman, all this, I don't know. I just thought it was super sweet. I think celebrities being human is always something that I enjoy. Like, just be a regular person. So shout out to Juanes. And maybe an even bigger fan of him, and all that he does for the world. So, shout out to that.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're gonna start. I mean, saying a necessity is probably too much, but if even celebrities want to continue to have, fans and a growing fan base and want people to stream their music, I feel like you have to like show you have to be likable as a person. I know Justin Bieber just started on Twitch, like he started streaming. Um, I would encourage this for every celebrity unless you are truly just an asshole. Like, stay in
A
your own
lot of them
lane.
are, and that
If
reveals it.
if that's who you are, like, don't try to fake this. Like, because you're gonna get caught slipping one of these days. You're out and about. Somebody's gonna catch you on camera being your true self. So if you really are just a dickhead, like, keep away from fans. But if you do want to, continue. And I think it's right just to show your fans some love. Like, I get it. You don't want to be like swarmed every second you walk out the door, but you have to show people that you're human. You have to be likable. I always say, and even when I was on the Game from the Gods tour, I said at every stop, your music sounds better to people that like you. So,
Oh my God, that we could have a whole episode about that
That's a
where,
fire bar, Dave.
yeah. But one is, so just looking at his career, and this speaks to what Dame just said. In 2000, he drops his first album, wins a couple Grammys. In 2023, he drops his most recent album, wins Grammys. So it's possible. People don't, and he's in his 50s. People aren't aging out as long as they, and it's rare, obviously. It's rare. He's also in a genre that doesn't really, I'm assuming it's not as fickle as like EDM or pop or rap. But it doesn't have to be. We brought up Jadakiss at the beginning. It doesn't have to be like that.
we still, oh shit, we're only 39 minutes in. I have maybe a rant at the end. And then I was maybe going to talk about Joyner. I don't know if there's a few things to learn from it. Joyner currently being sued by Payne's best friend, DJ Vlad, for Vlad
You love
basically
Vlad.
Basically, I guess while Joyner and Skepta were doing their battle, Joyner reposted or posted a Vlad clip, and it didn't have like a watermark or anything. And at the same time, or not at the same time, over the years, like Vlad had been trying to get Joyner to do an interview, and whoever Vlad was communicating with, I'm assuming it was his manager, kind of just kept putting it off. And this is over like years. You would think that once somebody kind of like says, hey, maybe next month or maybe next, like after a while, you probably just would stop asking. But Vlad is very persistent in his approach. But when Joyner posted his content, Vlad took the opportunity to say, hey, you have three choices. We can either take this to court for you, using my content. You can do the interview, or you can pay me to license the content. So we'll see how it plays out. I mean, technically you're not allowed to use other people's, but it happens all the time. Vlad just has the money and the pettiness, and because Joyner didn't want to do his interview, maybe that just hyped him up more to pursue him. And also Joyner sent him a text that basically said, SMD, I never liked you, all this other stuff. So we'll see if Joyner has to pay. I think the only thing to take away from this is, there could be some legal repercussions of you like using people's stuff, although it very rarely happens. I mean, Josh stuff gets taken and posted all the time. We've never pursued anybody legally, but it does suck when people repost your content, especially when it gets more views than when you posted it. And they don't tag you. That's some bullshit. But we'll see. Like, even if Joyner has to pay, like the one skill that Joyner has is that he's very skilled from a visual perspective and gets a lot of views in his video. I could definitely foresee him like reenacting this in a video that gets 100 million views or whatever. And even if he had to pay Vlad, he'd probably make it back from the song that he makes about the situation.
Well, here's a question: should there be, because if I repost someone's music on YouTube, I get a content ID claim. If I repost it on Instagram, it gets ID'd, and either my video gets deleted or there's a revenue share situation, something like that. It's not that way with content, non-musical content. Should it be?
They could do it. I mean, it would be much appreciated.
But they can do it because, like, if you start posting movie clips or like network television clips to your YouTube channel, they can ID that. So they could do it with anyone's content.
Yeah, well, I wish they would, because that would, I mean, and some of the bigger folks do it all the time. Like 50 never tags anybody. 50 never tags anybody. Snoop never tags anybody. It's like, hey, appreciate the post, but like, and people know, like, we've been on social media for so long, how valuable that tag is. I know that ESPN doesn't tag a lot of the college athletes because they don't want to give them that power. Like, it's frustrating to me when I see like clips on ESPN, and I know, they have, I don't know what ESPN, I'm assuming like tens of millions of followers on Instagram, and they know how powerful that tag is. And, maybe sometimes people forget. I've forgotten to tag people here and there, but I always, if somebody hits me up, I always circle back and tag them. And I try to remember the first time. But the tag is, it
Baller Alert does the same thing. They'll be posting all these high school kids, and I get you don't want it to go to their head, but everybody's in the comments like tagging the person. And I'm wondering if they do that to get more engagement. Maybe it's less about not empowering the kid and more about getting fans to engage with it. But I'm with you. I don't like it because, again, Who is it happening to majorly when it comes to the athletes? It's like this could be a kid's shot and y'all are taking his footage or her footage. Cause I've seen a lot of like girl ballers lately going crazy. And it's even, I feel like it's harder to find them because they don't have as many fans as a lot of the guys do. So you see like somebody going crazy and it's like, this could be something that could lead to a lot more for them. Yeah, I don't want their head to blow up and them to forget who they are. But like, that's not on me to control. Like, why not just show love? Like, you're literally saying, I'm going to take your talent, I'm going to use it for my good, and I'm going to leave you out of this. That's what it is to me. And I don't like that. But I'm also not defending that other dude who I'm refusing to name. I'm not making this a point pro him. I'm saying for people doing good in this world, athletes, even like, I love, like, my whole Instagram is mostly like black couples eating videos and black babies. I hate when they don't tag the couple. I want to go to their page now. I want to see all the lovey-dovey shit from them. Please tag, who is this? Do you know what I'm saying? So I hate when that happens too, because I feel like people just be trying to get up on, they take advantage of the cute moment, but then they don't show love to the people who create it.
What we're talking about right now, this for me is an example of actual gatekeeping, negative gatekeeping. All the gatekeeping other people talk about, this is actual gatekeeping because you are taking from somebody, exploiting their own content, and then giving them nothing in return. And it's against the law. So isn't that funny? I know a lot of people who don't even realize that. They're just like, oh, this famous celebrity reposted a clip from my content with no context, no fair use. It wasn't transformative, nothing like that, no commentary. And they just added a caption with like some emojis and they got 12 million views. I got nothing. And then you look like a damn sucker in the comments talking about, this is my video, tag me, please.
Yeah, so this is just a reminder: if you're using other people's content, please tag them. I got on. I'm the one that told no labels necessary because they were doing that, and I know them. I was like, look, man, you guys got to start tagging because you're basically building your whole page with other people's content. You got to at least tag them like this. Just show them some love back. Like it should be pretty basic, and everybody should understand like why that's necessary. If you're not tagging folks, at least tag them. My last rant, if we don't have anything else, is Erinn or Payne. I don't know if you guys have ever had this experience, like when you guys, because I reach out to people for different opportunities all the time, and like sometimes when I'm reaching out and they start to realize I'm presenting an opportunity, like their posture in return starts to be like, oh, like he needs me. Like, what can I now get? Right? When I reach out to people, like I very seldom like need anybody, right? I'm reaching out because I respect you, because I think you would be a perfect fit for this opportunity, right? We could recast this role. I can get a different artist, I can get a different producer. Like, so don't return energy that makes it seem like now it's like, okay, let me see how much I can pull off the plate. I don't know, do you guys run into that ever or often?
Oh yeah. You give people an inch and they take a mile. That's true.
So, because that's like an immediate put off for me. Like, I'm like, okay, I reached out to the wrong person. I reached out to the wrong
For
person.
sure.
And, just know when people reach out to you, it's typically because they want to work with you. They recognize your talent. They appreciate what you do. So let's try to figure out how to make this work. Because when you start negotiating, like it's always, I mean, unless you're like super far apart in terms of like, compensation or whatnot, it's typically always better to do the project than not. Like, like let's just say
If
somebody
it's a
says,
decent person making the offer, I don't always agree with that.
eh, but to have like to get the project done at the end of the day, what I'm saying is like, okay, if you say 60-40 and I say 50-50, I typically, even if it doesn't end in 55-45, doing the project at 50-50 is better than not doing the project at all, is what I'm saying. So arguing over, like if we're super far apart, like 40% apart, you say 90-10 and I'm like 50, then that's a different conversation. But
or like free and I'm like, nah.
But typically just know, like when you're working with people, one, hopefully you're building relationships for the long term. It's not just about this project. You want something, you want to get called back for the next project and the next project. Because I mean, especially for the stuff I feel like we're doing, I feel like we are only going to continue to win because we put in the work to do so. So like, I just don't come in with the mindset that, oh, they need me just because somebody reached out. You can be replaced. There's a lot of people.
Go ahead, my bad, dang.
No, go ahead.
I think a lot of people get that wrong. I also think that people are like dumbasses when it comes to, if I bring you something and you don't deliver on it, the audacity to come back and ask me for another opportunity is insane. Like, it's like, what? Like,
Right.
to be honest, and I really mean this, and this is like, maybe this is the asshole part of me coming out, or maybe it's just like me understanding my value, but I really do believe that it's always a benefit to work with me. It may not be, like you're saying, the most beneficial financially right now, but it's like, for example, every videographer that I've ever worked with that's done me right has gone on to make significantly, not just videographer, graphic designer. It's to the point that my graphic designer right now can't get me shit because he's working with Kevin on stage. Do you know what I'm saying? Pissing me off because I had to make the reference. Like, I'm so I wanted him to get the gig, but it was supposed to just be part-time. Now it's like he's doing that, and then he's like making stuff for NBA players now. He just took this contract with a church that has like 46 campuses nationwide. I'm like, bro, and he, shout out to him, he used all the stuff that he made for me to be a reference point, but that shit pisses me off too. Take care of your people. But it's like, I had this happens to me all the time, but I felt like it's relevant. I had this chick who I hired to do footage for me. She was like, I'm just trying to get in the door in Atlanta, da, 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 da. So at first I'm like, just do one thing for me. She's like, I'll do it for free. I don't like that when people come to me like straight up on their free tip, because I feel like then they feel like I owe them a favor. So I always still break them off a little something. I may not pay you. I'm not going to pay a rate because you wanted to do it for free, but I'm going to give you something, right? So she's like, I'll do it for free. Da, da, da. I'm like, okay, pull up here at this time. If you don't show up on time, if you don't show up to the, you know what I'm saying? Just let me know. Hey, I'm going to be 10, 15 minutes late. But if you don't show up, whatever. She canceled on me the first day.
No, I was about to say, and you can't be like, I'm gonna do something for free, and then use the excuse that you're doing it
for free to not deliver properly. Yes.
Right. My bad for cutting you off. Maybe that's where you're going with it, but
no, I wasn't. But like, that's a fact, because that was the thing. It was like I'm running. This is for the writing camp this year. Running the writing camp. Pull up during the daytime because we have the actual camp. Nighttime, I'm running nighttime programming, business stuff, but it's two different worlds. I want to catch both of them. Suddenly I'm there. I'm like, hey, what time are you pulling up? I thought you was going to be here at noon. She's like, actually, something happened with my daughter. Cool. Just pull up tonight. Don't even worry about, because I'm about to dip. I need to take a break before tonight. Just pull up tonight. Okay, she's there that night. Boom. Film the stuff. I never get the footage back. But she keeps wanting to show up. She's like, oh, I heard that's coming tomorrow. You know, like she hears some like, so I don't even remember who it was gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is my everyday life. So I'm like, okay, sure. She's like, can I pull up tomorrow? I'm like, sure. Like, cause at this point I didn't know she wasn't gonna give me my footage. Pulls up the next day, is more focused on shooting this person than me, is like talking this person's ear off, but being like, I'm here with Erinn. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, so that happened, whatever. She attached herself to me. I'm just like, yeah. She's like, what time do you want me to show up tomorrow? I'm like, don't worry about it. Can you show up Friday? That's the big day. Playback day. Friday comes. I can't make it. Okay, bet. So then my homie hits me. Yo, Erinn, this chick sent me all this footage. Is she cool to work with? And I was like, no.
Wait, you never got the footage?
What? This is my homie. Like a week or so later, got footage back. I to this day, to this day, I got one clip from like a week before when she had pulled up on me at Music Biz, because this was the week after Music Biz, and it was dark, it was blurry. I was like, I can't do anything with this. Like, I need something better, which is why she came to camp. Camp was trash, fully lit. You know what I'm saying? Camp wasn't trash. Camp was amazing. We did stuff in highlight, low light, outdoor stuff. I was giving her game on just drop me a couple clips. I don't need a full, just drop me some clips. I got nothing. The audacity that she texted me yesterday, asked me to connect her to the mayor's office, because that's the event that she shot for me, that she never sent me the stuff back for, or never finished editing the stuff back for. Never sent me anything from camp. Was like, can you connect me to this person, this person? I've actually decided that I want to switch and do this. This is the fourth or fifth time, because I told her what I would do in exchange was like, since I didn't like the footage, I was like, I'll just give you an hour consultation. She never took the consultation because she decided to change. She's like, I want to be an artist manager. And I was like, don't. She was like, now I want to do this. Then she was like, now I want to do this. She changed what she wanted to do 3 different times. And I was like, hey, we got to get this call in by the end of the month, or I can't extend myself to you anymore. That was June. This is November. In November, never got footage. You have the audacity. This is yesterday. You have the audacity to text me and ask me for, can you connect me to some of the highest ranking individuals that I know? You haven't given me a simple thing, and you think I'm about to put my name. I don't even know the mayor's office and stuff like that. They just know me from one thing I've done for them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, if you don't deliver, don't be delusional. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing for you to be negotiating and acting like, oh, they need me. It's a whole nother thing for you to drop the ball and come back later and ask for a favor. Forget my number. Like, for real, just lose my number.
Yeah, it's hard for the people not to be weird because they grew up in a weird world and they didn't communicate with people coming up. And I don't know where things went left, but
Adults do the same thing though, Dane. It's not just the kids. This chick is a kid, but
it's definitely more people in the eras below me for sure.
dang,
They
I
didn't talk.
can't say that.
Because they didn't grow up talking, like they grew up texting. So I got met. This is exactly why this happens. So all my kids' parents, I mean, no, all my friends' kids are like doing these fundraisers for basketball. When I was a kid, I would go door to door, sell my chocolates, sell my books, whatever I had to sell. So I had to knock on the door. I had to look people in their eye, tell them what I had, tell them what it was for. Today, all of the parents just send me links. I don't even talk to the kids. Like, they just text me links and say, hey, my son's raising. I'm like, your son ain't doing shit. You sent me this link and you want me to give you, like, I won't even, I only did it for one, like one of my best friends. But when I saw him last night, I was like, yo, like, you gonna have to call me next time. Like, I have no problem supporting what you do, but like, parents can't just be sending.
You told
links.
the kid that, or you told the parent that?
The kid is dropped. Yeah, I told him that. I was like, because he asked me, because I took him to play pick. He's old enough now to like play with me at LA Fitness. Kinda. He's so he's starting to. But I tell him, like, look, if you ever have Zoe send me a link again, I'm not gonna support it. And you may not care. Maybe you got hella other people to click the link and pay money, but like, I just can't get down with that. I'd rather,
I feel like the kid at very least has to send the link. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying?
I'd rather you be at Target and lie to me about some team.
I agree. I agree. I'm about to give you money because you had the audacity. That's where I rock with audacity. You made up a lie. You learned how to talk to people. Any kid on the street corner, I promise you, I'm like, you got Cash App? If I don't have cash, any kid on the street corner talking to me, I'm giving them the bread because you're talking to me.
Send me. I'll buy your $10 Snickers bar. Like, okay, cool. Like, but
bro, I know you just got this at the gas station.
But I entertain myself because, like, I'm the kind of cat that will stand there and just start asking a bunch of questions.
Come to Atlanta. Them kids is the kids on the street corner in Atlanta. You know, the Water Boys. I don't know if you ever heard about the Water Boys. They were so good. They got incorporated. There's a lot of Water Boys. They just be out on the corners during the summer. But there's a group of them that got so good. Cam Newton helped them get incorporated. Now they have their own thing. They be selling and shipping water because it was a group of them. They hung tight. They'd be on the west side of Atlanta. And they were like, we the Water Boys. We the original ones. And they'd be out there finessing, sticking their hands in cars. Like, you can't drive off of my arm of your car. Like, they was wild, but they would get their bread.
Dangerous. That sounds dangerous. But yeah, I definitely ask a lot of questions. I actually know a lot of not a lot, quite a few of the basketball coaches at local high schools. And I remember one kid told me that he played for, and I followed. I was like, this kid, and of course he didn't play for him. But it is what it is. You gonna have to call me to get my money. You can't just be having your mom or dad send me a link. But to me, that's part of the reason why, like, this is the environment kids grow up. They don't have to talk. They don't have to look people in their eye, and they just develop really weird.
I think that's worth you talking to their parents about. I'm big on that with my friends and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, most of my friends don't believe in like screens for their kids, or it's like very limited, and like, you know, they send them with me and they already know Auntie E don't do screens, and like, we just be having conversations. Tell me about your day. What are we doing? What'd you learn? Can you teach me how to play chess? Like, all sorts of stuff like that. But I think it's worth, you know, like when people say it takes a village, I think a lot of people don't hear it because they're just like, like, so many different people in their community just kind of accept it. Even my mom, I had to have a conversation with my mom recently about the way my nephew is being raised. My brother and sister don't want to listen. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to talk, Mom, you the matriarch. And she's like, I don't want to step on their toes. I'm like, what the hell? Step on their toes? You are the matriarch of our family. The shit you say to me, say to them. Like, what are you talking about? But I feel like even with my friends' kids, I'm not like, y'all need to do this, because I'm not a parent. But I'm like, hey, I would suggest this, or like, hey, did you notice this? Because they rely on me to notice things that their kids will tell me things that they don't tell their parent, you know? I just think communities are missing people who are like what you're saying, Dame, I think is super important. Like, I talk to my nephews and my nieces all the time. Look me in the eye, pick that up. Yes, ma'am. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? Just because these are the things that are going to set them so far apart in the future of the world. And a lot of people will disagree with me on that. But as a serial entrepreneur who's had to survive a lot of shit in this world, the reason that I can walk into a room confidently and know I'm winning regardless, even if people don't accept me, is because I can look people in the eye and articulate a conversation. And so I think that kids need to understand that's going to be a huge difference maker between them and the dreams that they see on Twitch and TikTok, where they're like, well, this person is rich because they can talk to people.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, I did tell them. I haven't told everybody, but yeah, I'm pretty vocal. But they're good parents. He's a good kid. You know, it's not like he's a mess. But all right, let's wrap it up. Anything else? Payne, you want to close us out?
Yeah, remember, we're the greatest podcast in the universe. Dame said it. Then Dame's been on Vlad TV, so you know what he's saying is true. Appreciate you tuning in. We'll be back same time, same place for another episode of the world's greatest podcast in the history of the world. Even the ancient podcast can't compete. Yes. We'll catch you then. Appreciate you tuning in. Peace.
Peace.